I think the best tamales are the ones you make yourself. But if you can't make them anymore, then we're here, and we're more than happy to, be a part of your holiday celebrations. When families get together, the warmth of the holidays, seeing people that maybe you don't see all year long, and they come together around a good meal. And traditionally, especially in the Latino families, those have included tamales. They would make tamales as a family. And it's very labor intensive, very time consuming, takes all day. And at the end of the day, they would divide the tamales up amongst the family members. So now with the fast pace of the world, actually, people don't have time to make their own tamales. And I hope it's not becoming a lost art. I know there are still families out there that do that. Now our customer base, I think a lot of people have adopted that tradition. We're actually starting our 51st year in business. And I know we're not alone in that because one of our vendors just celebrated their 100th year. So it's nice to know that there are still some small businesses around that are thriving and still here. It started out being mostly neighborhood people. And in fact, when my late husband, Paul Sandoval, and I started the business, he was actually the only employee. He was the cook, he waited on people. My late mother-in-law, who was in her 80s, would come in every day to help. We hired a crew. There were just a small group of us with our hairnets on and our gloves, and we would just sit around and, make the tamales. And then, of course, we've grown a lot since then. Because we've been around 51 years, we've refined it over the years. We know what to expect in terms of volume. And of course, it increases every year. And our customers know what to expect, at least our long-term customers. They know that if they don't want to wait in line, the closer you get to the holidays or the closer you get to especially Christmas Eve, then a lot of them have started to come in November and they get them cold and they freeze them. There's some days we sell out at 8 in the morning and we'll be making some in the back, and then the next batch will come out when they're made and cooked, and those will be ready to sell. So towards the closer we get to Christmas Eve, it's sort of like we're trying to keep up with the demand. When we see long lines and people waiting, which, I hate to say it, but you are going to wait during the holidays. People actually make friends in line. They talk, they laugh. At first, it seems like a chore to wait, but as the longer they wait, they loosen up and they relax, and, this is just part of it. I take the business very seriously, and especially after my husband passed away, I think a lot of times, and I've said this before, when the key person passes away, sometimes the business goes under, or it just doesn't have the stamina to succeed. So I feel that we've worked really hard to continue in this neighborhood and with this tradition to continue with the business, and its success is important to me because I employ families here and they depend on us being successful for their livelihood. We're here to stay, or as long as we can anyway.
Stay elevated by subscribing to the city's YouTube page and stay tuned to our social media channels for more content. Don't miss our new episodes of Elevating Denver, premiering each month. Thanks for watching, Denver.